Welcome to Entrepreneur S.O.S with your hosts, Sandy Calling and Monique Mull. Today, we want to share our favorite apps to make scroll-stopping videos simply. But before we jump into it, a little bit about who we are. We focus on the challenges that online entrepreneurs face every day. We provide practical advice and real-life stories from successful business owners who have navigated the digital landscape. Whether you're struggling with time management, marketing, social media, or technology, we're here to help you tackle the obstacles that stand in your way. In this digital age, we want to help you stay ahead of the curve. So tune in each week and learn how to grow your business to new heights. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. By doing so, you'll help us reach more entrepreneurs who are looking for solutions to their common problems. So Monique.
Hello.
Top 5. Well, there's 6. Well, there's actually a ton.
Well, there's like a bazillion.
So, yeah,
but
I know. I'm just talking about
these
which
are
are
our
top.
faves.
And we have more than top 5 because there's this for this and this for this. So every one of them, I think, has not every single app has everything, but a lot of them have more than others. So we want to start with one that I think most everybody has heard of or has used.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you haven't heard of it and you're an entrepreneur, you might be under a rock. I'm just going to say that out loud.
I didn't want to offend anybody, but I agree.
I mean, it's revolutionized how people use digital, how they make things digitally. I mean, and it's free. They gave a free resource. It's crazy.
And how I think people can do stuff themselves now without sourcing it out.
Yeah.
Now, like you and I, we're going to do our logo and everything we're talking about Canva, of course, but there's certain things that we do source out. But for your everyday, they have reels. I mean, literally everything, workbooks. I mean, you name it, everything.
It's definitely a way to start
Everything.
base. And what's so great is the templates in there. You can buy templates from people who are like designers for very inexpensive right now. And they'll help you create covers and it's all customizable. Like I absolutely love Canva. It does some really great things very easily, especially if you're new.
One of actually my favorite features of Canva is that if you have a certain logo or a certain color, scheme, you can make your brand kit. So even if you have multiple businesses or multiple websites or whatever, you can have the brand scheme for different, and you don't have to always search. I actually use Canva too. If I'm looking for a color, I'll go in and just grab the hex code for other things. So Canva is really, really pretty incredible.
It is. And it's really good for some specific things, in my opinion. Like I love using it for when you see those reels or TikToks that are like, they have like the floaty little box in them, like the quote ones, right? That you wanted to put on a reel. Now things sometimes have changed on Instagram. So reels aren't coming up as much. They're actually pushing out photos, but for those kinds of quote reels or TikToks, if you want that look, it's really, really great because it's so easy to do. And here's the thing. They also have a lot of stock video that you can pull from because they use, I think it's Pixel or Pexel.
They use Pexels. They also use Unsplash.
Yeah.
So they use several different ones, and you're never going to have to worry about, what's it?
Copyright issues.
Yeah. You never have to worry about any of that if you use. And I tell you, I sometimes search the most random things and the image is there. And we can we could do a whole podcast just on Canva because now there's this app, it's still in beta, but where you can tell it to, give me an image of a horse on a skateboard. And I actually did that one and it did it.
So
the AI,
crazy.
It's really crazy, but anyway, we want to keep it simple because like I said, we could do a whole podcast just on Canva.
We use it actually for like our podcast stories and reels, guys, because we have a template. So you can create your own template in Canva and then you can just plug and play things in. So if you want like kind of the same look, it lets you do that quickly. It really allows you to do a lot of things very easily. Complex, no, it's not great if you want anything complex, but it's great for like simple templates, simple quotes, and it's really very beginner friendly. So if you're just kind of starting new and you feel like the apps are a little bit cumbersome for you, record your videos on your phone and upload that video to Canva. There are some little things you can do, like you can shorten videos, etc.
You can add music. It's horrible, but you can add music if you wanted to.
Don't do that. Leave the music out and do that in the app. That's
you
one
can
thing.
Though.
Don't do it's bad.
If you don't want to do it in many different apps, it is there.
It's bad. But it makes it super easy, and then you can start to learn how to do this with short form video. So what's your So I want to talk about my next favorite one that you have used for a long time, and I played with it once, but then when I was in Hawaii, I was like, I need something easy.
I love this.
I didn't want to be like on my phone doing all the editing and figuring it out. I was like, okay, I'm like, I had saw one time that Shailene Johnson, I follow her and she's always traveling, and she's like, everybody asks how I get all these done. Like I'm doing all this stuff, but she was gone for a month and she was pumping out all these videos. And she's like, I have a secret weapon and it's called Video Leap.
It's amazing.
I love this. It is worth the purchase. I mean,
totally.
We're not even affiliated,
totally.
But no, if you want something that makes a template and you can plug and play, man, it's super fast. Fun. And it's great for like those travel, like experience kind of things that you're doing.
It's for that. And you can just throw it in the template and be done literally in less than a minute. But it's you also has a full editor if you wanted to change it, which is a little cumbersome again, but I tell you, I rarely do that. It is such a great little app. And I paid for it and it's been worth every penny.
I tried it for a month. I'm like, let me see if I like it, but I'm going to buy it straight out because I was like, man, I would just throw those videos in for my trip. And the ones that I still have, I'm still making some, and I could pick so many different templates. I could figure out different music, and it was done in like less than 2 minutes. I was done. I was like, okay, that was done. And then I posted and I'm over. And I was like, wow. And it's easy to add text. It's pretty it's pretty straightforward. The filters are awesome. So it made my videos pop more because I can add a little bit more filtered color. So especially in like the travel niche, I think that one's major. Yeah. But just experience life, like fun little videos. I love that. I love that app.
It's a great app.
It really is.
Video Leap is a great app.
It is. It is. I totally love it. Definitely worth it.
So I had initially a hard time, but that was just my brain being stupid because now I absolutely love Descript.
Oh yeah.
Descript is great. Took me a minute, but once I got over that minute, and I think it was a block, I love Descript.
It is. Okay. So Descript is a lot more robust when you say, Sandy. Okay. So it's not.
Oh yeah. No.
If you're a beginner, no. You don't need to do this. It's it's full on editing.
Yeah.
It's full on editing, but it has some really cool things. Now, obviously it was brought out originally, I think I don't know how many years ago, for audio. Really, people who did podcasts used Descript because it translates audio. So you can turn it into other things like blogs, etc. And you can edit from that translation. But why do we love it so much?
Well, I love it a lot because we can be recording a podcast or a video cast, and then we're like, and and oh my God. And and we can just take it out and we just delete, bye. Or a whole sentence where I'm like, oh my gosh, that made no sense whatsoever. We can just delete, or you can change a word. And it is
amazing.
Great. It's such a great tool.
So it really, what you do, guys, is you can understand. So the people that have any idea what Descript is. So you load your video in, and then you ask it to transcribe, and you get this big, long transcription of all the words you said. Now, we would, like she said, there's sentences that didn't fit, or we had a boo-boo, and we're like, oh, we need to get rid of that. You can just delete from the transcription, and it takes it out like that.
So I used to do a lot in iMovie, but then you have to go back and you have to find it and you have to delete. This you literally highlight. It's like you want to copy and paste something, you just highlight and delete. Literally takes 10 seconds.
And you can change the transcription, overdub, so you can change a word.
And it asks how many speakers. And so you'll say 2 speakers and it'll find Monique's voice and it'll find Sandy's voice. It's great. And then you love using the captions, right?
So one of the other things, the reason why I was like, we got to look at this, as soon as I saw they use something called story block. So when they describe, you get this little video of the story block, and it's never maybe perfect, but it's like Sandy's the speaker, and then sometimes we have to move it. But you can do a couple of things. So like we have the videos in both speaker mode and group mode when we do these, and we upload both. And I can go into if we're going to do speaker mode, I can go into the group mode, copy the section that I want that video from, take it out, and then put it into the other video. But it also does something that I love. So everybody knows that content is king. You have long format. You should make short format out of your long format. We can pull usually anywhere from 4 to 6 videos for content plus audio using Descript. It does audiograms where you have the little thing and you have the words, and it does that like in a long thing, right? In a reel or story. And then I can pull out a snidbit that we are like, oh, this is great. And then they have dynamic captions. So, you know, those fancy captions that you see, you're like, how are they making those? I'm telling you, that was how I got onto Descript, because I was like, how do they make those? I could not figure it out. And it's like karaoke, right? It like moves to the next word. That's
and
Descript.
color and color.
You can change it. You can use branding.
You can
That's
make it
Descript.
Different. Yep.
It's amazing. I'm telling you, if you're doing a lot of video and you want to pull out short form content out of that long form content and you want it to be quick, you need Descript. It will. It's like I can pull out. I think what it takes me like to pull out 4 or 5. If it's all transcribed and fixed up, it takes me like 10 minutes, and then I can go work with those, and I'm done in an hour. And that's 5 pieces of content that I can then just throw in either to Canva or use completely. I mean, it's awesome. So
it's a great product. It's worth every penny.
And again, we're not affiliates for this, but we are telling you
these
are the tools that you really need to invest in if you want to save time and have a good business and do all the fancy things that you're like, I want to do that. Next. So this is another one that I think if you don't have a budget for like Descript and you want a little bit more robust than say Video Leap, CapCut is coming in strong.
Yeah.
I used to be a big InShot girl, and I got to be honest, CapCut is coming in way stronger for me.
And they have the highlighted captions too now. So
they do?
They
do. I haven't
do.
played with it in a while.
They have the highlighted captions. Absolutely. They've come a long way, and they also transcribed. And in this case, I like the app better.
I do too.
Than the desktop.
Me too. Agreed.
Whereas Descript is only desktop. I don't even think there's an app.
There isn't an app for that.
Yeah,
I totally agree with the CapCut.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. When you do your videos in CapCut, if you don't have the paid version, it's going to say powered by CapCut. No one cares. No one cares.
No.
When you're beginning out, don't worry about it. It's not like, oh, she's not professional. Nobody cares.
It's like Canva. You start with the free version. I have the paid version, but start with the free version. It offers enough. And then when you see you love certain things or use them a lot, then you can go to the paid version.
And even if you don't have the bouncy captions, it allows you to like color different captions.
Right.
And it has some animation. So you don't have to have the bouncy ones, right? You could have just like one word. Like actually Alex Hermosi, I think he's the one that really started this whole captions thing.
Yeah.
So if you don't know who Alex Hermosi is, first go follow him. Just a little plug, Alex. We love you. Come on our podcast. And he's amazing. He also has a podcast called The Game, which you should listen to. But he started this whole caption thing where he had these bright yellow caption for a word. And you're like, how the hell is this guy doing this?
And what's his wife's name?
I think it's Layla.
Layla. And Layla Hermosi, she uses them too. And then she uses them like really fun. She has them like sideways and angled, and it's great. And it's just popping. It's captivating.
Exactly. And they kind of started this whole ball rolling with like big, bright captions. And so CapCut and Descript are going to give you that for sure. But here's the thing. If you don't want to, if you're like, okay, I just really need to figure out how to like do this, like short form video, like I'm super not techie, start with TikTok. And Sandy is not big on TikTok, but I recently opened my app and I kind of taken a little hiatus and I'm getting back into TikTok. They have updated their editor. So it's a lot like CapCut. It doesn't have all of the same fancy things you can do, but it does have the captions. It does allow you to move video around. You can start with that. I mean, Sandy, I'm telling you, you need to check it out just like as a
just for the editor.
yeah, just for the editor, because sometimes you just want like a super quick thing, and it's changed.
I mean, I've used it before, and I have to say it's very user friendly. It's for a lot of people, it's enough, right?
Yeah.
And so I have used it. I'm just not big on TikTok.
Well, and maybe you don't want captions. Like if you don't need captions, it's also great because you can put words on the screen, right? And it also, I haven't gotten this feature, haven't gotten it yet, TikTok forever. They now apparently have a feature where you can download the video without the watermark. So if you're getting the watermark, a little tip is use SnapTick for at least if it's Android. But if you don't, iOS, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you because I haven't had I don't know anybody that's found an app in iOS, but they now have this ability because they knew people were going outside of the app. They said, well, we'll just give it to people, which I thought was smart. They understand we're going to repurpose this content anyways. So why fight the masses? They want people on this app. They want you using their app. So they have a way. Some people have a way to download without the watermark, but it does captions. It has a great editor. It has, of course, the music.
And TikTok has great music. I have to say TikTok has, and I actually sometimes do use TikTok and just save it. And for somebody else that I'm helping out on, I did a reel about New York because I'm in New York right now. And it had that, I'm not going to sing, but it had that New York song.
New York.
And Instagram didn't have it for reels. So Instagram's is not great. But again, they're going to more pictures now.
We won't tell anybody, but the editor sucks on Reels. FYI, don't bother.
So I have to say, for that purpose, TikTok definitely has some great features.
It has great music. There's trending music. So you can be fun with it. And, gone are the days, I think, of like all of the big transitions. Like I don't see a ton of like crazy transitions. Like we got to do all this fancy stuff. A lot of that's going to the wayside because it was just taking too much time for people. You're seeing some transitions like one stop and another. There's a couple of people you can follow on TikTok. I think her name is the Mothership. I think that's her name. I think it's the Mothership. We'll link her in the bio, the show notes, because she is really, really great at teaching people the simplest things on TikTok. And she's been doing it since the beginning. And she's a super nice lady. And I find that when I need to learn something about the new features of that app, I go to her and I look and see if she has it yet, because this minute she gets it, she typically will teach you it. And she does it in a really simple and friendly way that if you're non-techie, you're going to like it.
And then there's a new app, and I think it's only for iOS, right?
It is, because I looked. I'm a little salty. I'm salty. I'm salty.
So for the iOS users out there, for the Apple people.
Just so you know, there are more Android users in the world. So
this is true. But for the Apple users out there, there's a new app, and I've heard of it. I have not used it, but I have heard of it. It's called Captions. It's this purple thingy.
And it's with a K, with a K, not a C.
Yes, exactly.
But and I saw a video that I saw using it, and it was okay. It had a little, it needs some help yet. I think it's new.
It's still it's new.
You saw some like bleed over. It wasn't as good as say like the script or CapCut if you just like highlighted a word. It's new, but I think they're going to improve it.
Yeah.
But it is an app. And I don't know if it's free, honestly. I don't have iOS, so I couldn't.
Right. I don't know if it is either. I'd have to look, but I just recently heard of it in one of my newsletters that I subscribe to. So anyway, so those are some of them. Now, again, there's a gazillion out there, but those are the ones that we like and we use. So if you had to choose one, which would be your favorite?
Oh, come on. I mean, I can't because they do different things.
They
like
do
the
different
script
things.
does one thing. Canva does another, CapCut does another, and Video Leap does another. Like, I really feel like, here's the thing. Everybody wants the one and TikTok, right? And TikTok. That's why you have them all. Like you got to, just understand, like, I think there's a need for multiple different things depending on what you're doing with short form.
Absolutely. Now, for those that are completely non-techie and completely whatever, start with Canva and Video Leap for like fun and then work your way up. Yeah.
And use TikTok. Like just hit the record button. and then
Just for the
stop,
record.
and then hit the
Mhm.
record button, and then stop,
Stop.
and then hit the record
Mhm.
button, and then stop, and then go follow the mothership. I think that's, or the mother. I'll get her link below. Go follow her and learn how to use the app. And then once you start getting more comfortable with that, you're gonna be like, oh, this
Wow.
isn't so hard.
Yeah. And just, sometimes it's just that initial, like, oh my gosh, just do it. Dare to suck is what I like to say. So that being said, this wraps up today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you enjoyed what you heard, hit the subscribe button and maybe leave us a review so other entrepreneurs can get some good information. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone.